I'm Michelle Dovey, and I'm an artist, and this is the Shameless Experiment podcast. Um, this all started about a year ago. Well, kind of a couple of years ago. I've been on a journey dismantling my own shame, and it all began when I took myself to Florence in the middle of divorce, and I gave myself a week to draw and, find myself again. And the first morning, I drew a statue of Apollo, and at the end, I looked down and saw that I'd left a space right in the middle where his genitals should have been. So I was like, oh, I had absolutely no idea until that moment that I'd never really been able to relate to the word shame. I didn't know that I had shame. I'd never experienced before that I wasn't seeing things. Um, so it was kind of a moment. And in that moment, I was like, huh, okay, that's really interesting. Is it possible that I've absorbed some messages that I can't even remember? And I decided in the quiet privacy of my own mind to try to draw. I thought I would like to draw 100 men, naked men, and give myself permission to see everything. Um, I did a ton of life drawing when I was at art school, but I don't ever remember leaving any body parts off. But there's a way with nude and life drawing where you can just like draw the top half, side view, back view, all the rest. So I decided to draw 100 men from the front. And in the doing of that, the life drawing room kind of became like a practice space. I only can know this like looking back at it now, but there was always that question, like the men said, how would you like me to sit? And in the beginning, I was very accommodating and I would say things like, well, just let's choose something comfortable. And then as I got going, I was like, well, what would I like? How would I like you to sit? And what would I like to see? And so suddenly I was in the realm of my desires. What would I desire? And what would I really like? And was I brave enough to ask what I really wanted? Um, and and also I had to take control of the situation because they couldn't help me in that moment. They didn't know how I wanted them to pose. So it was kind of like the owning the power in the room, owning my desires, practicing asking, and being curious about what would give me visual pleasure, what would I like to look at, has ended up taking me on a journey of dismantling my own shame and also um, a kind of real insight into what happens to us as women when, like, why don't we know what we want? Why don't I know what poses I'd like to have a man sit in so that I can draw him? What is visually pleasurable for me? And I know there's been a huge history of men drawing women, but there's not such a huge history of women drawing men. And we've had, Playgirl magazine for a little bit, but we haven't had anything like page three men, with naked men or anything like that. So it's been a kind of experiment for me. And then part of that was I also created the Naked Man Oracle, which was the first 44 drawings of in my project, and I've turned it into a kind of shameless portal. It's all the archetypes are um, the parts of us that we've been told are too much and to kind of tone down. Um, and then I also decided I really wanted to do a podcast and talk about all the taboos and the shame and demystify it and open it up because the thing about shame is when we open it up, when we talk about it openly, um, it just disappears. It's like it thrives in secrecy, it thrives in the dark, and it doesn't survive out in the open when we speak openly about it. So um, I've had a journey of talking about all of this on my social media for the past year, and what I discovered is that the sharing of it and the talking of it and the talking of it and talking of it and the writing about it. I've written chapters in two books, Radical Freedom and Radical Courage, and that's also helped me just have my voice, feel confident to use my voice and um, ask questions, have conversations, and dismantle the shame.